Oh, hey, I didn't see you there! Just kidding, there's no one there. I'm talking to a freaking camera, alright? Enough with the cutesy-wootsy stuff. We're not doing that. We're not doing that here. This is serious. Hi, I'm Alexander the Swell.
Who?
Well, I'm glad you asked that. Me, who recorded that into a microphone and then added it into this video in post. I'm just some goober that posts videos onto the internet. I do animation, skits, a bunch of silly crap. Yeah, crap. That's the one word I'd use to describe all that. One thing you might have seen me in is, you know that friend that you have added on Facebook? The one that's not actually your friend? Maybe it's just some guy that you used to walk past in the hallways in high school, but for some reason you guys still have each other added on Facebook? You know that video that he shared? The one of some dumbass who grabs a book about sharks and does voices over the silly pictures proclaiming, "I love sharks!" I'm that idiot. But if there's one thing I love more than sharks, it's... Drum roll, please!
Thank you.
Freaking Godzilla. I freaking eat, breathe, sleep, shit! Godzilla. Gee golly shit, I love Godzilla. So much so that I have his ass permanently tattooed on my arm. I've sunk in way more than I'm willing to admit on all the merchandise. Even my car. Yes, the car that I take out of the garage, drive in public, is plastered in Godzilla crap. The car that I affectionately call the Pussy Wagon.
Now I don't care if it rains or freezes, so long as I have my plastic Jesus right here on the dashboard of my car.
Godzilla really made me into the person that I am today. And I know that sounds really weird, well, at least it should to normal people, but it's true. I've been a fan for over 2 decades now, and it was really the first thing that I was ever a huge fan of. The first thing I ever drew was Godzilla. I mean, I drew that shit all the time, which is still the case today. I guess some things don't really change. I mean, it had a really big impact on me. I would write my own stories about Godzilla, I made Godzilla comics, and when I was forced to go to freaking Greek school by my parents, I drew Godzilla in all my workbooks. And when I was in 3rd grade, I won a contest where a bunch of schools in Chicago had kids from every grade design their own bookmark, and the winners would have their bookmark featured in all Chicago public libraries. And out of all the schools, I won the 3rd grade entry, and my submission was a movie poster for a movie called Godzilla vs. Bookzilla. How original. And even now, Godzilla continues to have an impact on me. Godzilla's the subject of a few of the animations I'm currently working on, or have planned in the future, and in the summer of 2015, I was invited to be a panelist at a Godzilla-themed event at the Niles Historical Museum in Niles, Illinois, which was a lot of fun and actually a really great turnout. It was even featured in an article on the website for the Chicago Tribune. See, when I watch these movies, I feel like I don't really see what the general audience sees. I know these movies are usually the ass end of a lot of jokes. You know, people criticizing the bad dubbing, you know, the cardboard buildings, you know, guys in rubber suits knocking them over. They see it as schlocky bullshit. But to me, it's so much more than that. I mean, sure, a good chunk of the movies are really nutty and gonzo, but they're supposed to be. And I feel like these movies have such a craft to them. Something you don't really get nowadays. They didn't have the biggest budgets or even the best resources, but that didn't stop them. There was just so much work that went into these movies, more so than the casual audience thinks, and that really shines through for me. The one question I get asked the most, whether it's from people that watch my stuff online or friends and family in person, is, why do you love Godzilla so much? And I mean, there's a lot of reasons, but the main one is, ever since I was a kid, it inspired me to want to create. And I feel like everything that I do today kind of stems from watching those movies as a kid. I mean, it had a really long-lasting effect on me. You hear a lot of filmmakers or people that are in some sort of creative field, you know, they cite Star Wars as the thing that kickstarted their interest in all these things. And, well, the way I see it, Godzilla is like my Star Wars. But that's just one of the many reasons why I love it. The frickin' franchise has a 60-plus year history, so there's a lot to love. Plus, he's just so cute!
Look at the cute little thing. Look at your little chunky face. You have little sweet mints in you, don't you? Little sweet mints inside you. If I hug you, they're gonna come out. Little sweet, sweet, sweets.
And that's kind of why I wanted to create my own show. You know, something that could let people kind of enter my head and see why I'm just so enamored with all this shit. And what I aim to do with this show here is to create a series of videos that cover anything Godzilla related or monster related. A lot of things that I actually became interested in thanks to Godzilla, you know, other famous monsters of filmland. Can I say that? Am I allowed to? It'll be a culmination of reviews, retrospectives, even the collecting aspect of everything. I used to be a pretty big collector of vintage video games, but now I almost collect Godzilla stuff exclusively. It actually kind of became a fun hobby for me, and I actually met a lot of great people by getting into all of this. And even though with this show I'm going to provide a lot of context for people that might not be familiar with Godzilla, I also want to try and use it as a platform to kind of connect with other Godzilla fans. I mean, growing up, it was really hard to find other people that were also into Godzilla, and when you did find somebody, it was always the weird kid. You know that kid that would like make dinosaur sounds during class? It was just generally weird? Okay, I might have been that kid, but I only did that within the confines of my own private domicile, alright? I didn't do that during class. The social suicide. Now, what I'm doing here isn't exactly new. There's a Godzilla community already on YouTube. You know, kind of tucked away in the corner, you know? Gonna bring this up again, but kind of like the weird kid, you know? That would just like go to the school dance, but didn't actually dance with anybody. He just kind of like crept in the corner and drank his little fruit juice. But I digress. Anyways, there's already people out there doing the same thing that I'm doing right now. Which is why my main goal with all this is to kind of make my show feel very personal. And with that said, I'm proud to announce MonsterMash! Look at that! Look at that Comic Sans font! I don't even have a logo yet! That's how much I don't care! Look at that! You know what though? I'm just gonna say it right now. Comic Sans is underrated. Okay? Everybody poo-poos all over Comic Sans, but you know what? It's fun. It's comical. It gets the job done. I like it. Okay, that's a little better, I guess. MonsterMash! One word, simple, easy to remember, and familiar. You know, like the song.
He did the Monster Mash.
If you're watching this video and you have a sister, and she just happened to walk in at this very moment, she's probably all like, "Ew, David, why are you watching that weird, creepy man?" And as I said before, I really want to use this as a way to connect with people. So if you have any suggestions or you have something you'd want to see me cover, I'm all ears. You know, I think this could be a lot of fun. And one thing that's super exciting to me, makes me really, really excited, is that it's just the thought of introducing people to Godzilla. You know, recruiting people, if you will, spreading the gospel of the Church of Godzilla. It'll be a journey. We'll laugh. We'll cry. We might lose some along the way.
But only the worthy shall prevail. Will you join me? Reach out, my comrades. Grab my hand, touch my hand, feel the lotiony goodness. I've been told my hands are very soft for a guy, and I don't know how to feel about that. It's kind of disappointing, honestly. Join me. And together, we shall... Shit!
You got it. Just touch the screen, please. You didn't touch the screen. Now I look like an idiot. Thanks. Just kidding. What did I say earlier? We're not getting cute! I'm talking to a freaking camera! There's nobody there! Hey, where's the big flashy banner? That's all we could have